Get ready for the show that is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and maybe something that'll offend the hell out of you. It's the C&D No Bull Show, the show that discusses everything from politics to racing, breaking the issues down to terms even a prima donna can understand. So keep that Tylenol handy. Here are your hosts, Chris Mize and Doug Dock.
Hi.
What up?
I was just grabbing my bottle of Tylenol and
Sorry, folks, we're a minute late because he was bullshit.
yeah.
Oh, we got to get going.
just reminiscing.
See, I still can't see how many viewers we got. I think you're hiding it from me.
I will tell you, it's 3 now. Say hi to 3. I don't know why it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I bet. All right.
Hi.
What's up, Dean? What the hell?
See, there you go. You can see.
We're 1 minute late, Dean. It's because of him.
No.
All right. First off, I want to thank all our veterans out there. Can't say enough about you guys. You fought for the country, fought for our rights. We really appreciate you. I want to thank our military overseas in the homeland, continuing to fight for our rights, keeping our country safe. First responders, the police, fire, EMS, doctors, nurses, and tow truck drivers. I want to thank you guys. I don't want to forget Toad. Wayne will be calling me right in the middle. I told you.
Right. I'm a first responder.
But you know, it before we get going, I don't get it. The numbers are flared back up again. Isn't it weird how Florida has 20,000 cases a day? And the governor that Biden hates the most is DeSantis. And that's where Trump lives.
Right.
We're going to shut that state down once and for all.
Well, while we're talking about COVID, which I'll have to thank Kyle Ramsey for putting this up. So these nurses that worked through the pandemic with no vaccine, all they had is their
minimal mask, remember?
Right. Yeah, because they couldn't
mask problems. They had to keep wearing them.
Now they're going to be terminated if they don't get the vaccine, which we've already said would happen. But I'm kind of on the fence on this. These people worked all the way through it.
Here's my question. Okay, here's my question, and once again, Doug, I never one time said this vaccine, this virus is fake. Never once. It's there. My question is this, and you'll get into this in a minute. You know, DeWine played the game with the lottery, and
it was a huge success.
And the vaccines, and how are we up to 1,429 was the number this morning that we got for yesterday. It's been up over 1,200, I think, all week, Doug. Our cases are going up and up and up. Now they're talking about the mask mandates again and shit like that. How Ohio's got how many? What's the percentage of people vaccinated in Ohio?
Let me find that out.
I'm just asking. People have went and done this and this and this and this, and I know that Delta variant. But they're still telling us it's 83 to 90%, 83%. For the Delta variant. I'm just asking. I'm not.
Ohio's at 46.6. I just messaged DeWine. 46.6. Yeah.
DeWine, did he answer you back that quick?
Yeah. He watches the show.
He watches the show. Yeah.
Right.
That's maybe why we weren't allowed to boost our thing today, huh?
We'll get to that too.
Yeah. Go ahead for a second, Doug. I got to answer this about work.
Oh, you're at work now.
I'm
All right.
it won't be long. I
So
will be.
anyhow, here's what we're throwing out there. So you got all these people who worked through the pandemic and didn't have a vaccine, only had whatever they were able to muster up, because remember the 95 N95 masks were scarce. Worked all the way through it. It dips way down. And when did it dip? Like May, April, it just started really declining.
Oh yeah, when Biden took credit for the vaccine. And
Right,
everything.
right. So now there's a vaccine, and let's say, I'm sure a lot of nurses and doctors and hospital people got it, but I'm sure there's a percentage that didn't, and now they want to fire them.
Look what Ryan just put up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Is that with COVID-19 or the new thing?
I don't know. Ryan, you might be able to answer that, but I know before the Delta variant was prevalent, there was some people that were vaccinated that still.
So are you a friend or foe for masks?
Who, me?
Uh-huh.
All right. I see
masks.
What am I friend or foe of? I'm not friend of it. I can tell you that.
So you personally, if they said we're going back to mask, would be one of them people say no?
I don't think it matters what I'm going to say, because I think a whole bunch of people in the United States are going to say. Right there.
I kind of think that too. But you personally, you would do it?
Would I wear the mask? You're back in a double-edged sword. Dean Henry, for example, he's on watching. He owns Big D's Pizza
in Clyde, Ohio.
Great food. You ever in
Clyde, on Tuesday Ohio? Nights.
Yeah. So yeah, but Big D's Pizza, and unfortunately, these businesses get shit mandated on them. The health departments come in there under. Now, you guys got to realize, under order of the state health department, not your local. This bullshit DeWine said last year. Remember, we're leaving it up to the local health departments, and which is a bunch of bullshit. It was bullshit. He clearly walked through the Erie County Health Department when it was left up to them, Doug. We experienced that firsthand. He overrode them. So, on his press conferences that he did, every Tuesday and third, there for a while, was doing every day. That bullshit would spill out his mouth. I'm leaving it up to the locals, this, that, and the other. And that's not true. Their mandate is certain. And what we found out, use people, Doug will tell you, what we found out was it's real easy for him to say that when the local health department they can go above what the mandate was from the state health department. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Doug, because we went through this shit for weeks. They can go above and mandate more, but they can't go under the direct mandate of the state health department. They can't. And that's where he spilled that shit out his mouth. Well, it's up to your local health department. And what he left out was, but they're not going under what we mandated, or I'm coming down on them. And that's what was happening. So now if you take Dean's, Big D's Pizza, and the local health department and the state mandate masks and that, and local health department comes in and says, Dean, sorry, but to enter your facility, you got to put the mask signs back up and everything else. Yeah, I'm going to wear a mask inside that business. And the reason is because I don't want Dean to be you know what I'm saying, Doug? It isn't because I feel that the masks are very important. It's that I don't want to see that business get smacked.
Is there businesses that you didn't go in because of masks?
When it come back off, when the
No,
mask mandate,
when the mask date was in there, you just said, I'm not going in there. I'm not gonna.
no, I went into them all, and I guess I was a compliant little bitch because I wore my mask for the simple fact of what I just said. It wasn't, here's how I thought that should have worked, and you might think I'm crazy, but if DeWine's going to make a rule like that, I mean, you take a Kroger's, for example, people coming through the door, I got medical issues where I'm not allowed, I can't wear a mask because of medical issues. So you can only ask so many questions. You can't go much further. DeWine should have had his people. They should have been, if they're in there and they see somebody out without wearing a mask, they have state health department has authority to walk up to you and say, why don't you have your mask on? We'll have a medical condition. They have the authority to actually check you out. Dean doesn't have that authority. You know what I'm saying? He can only go so far with it. But instead, what they're doing is they smack the business owners, which was bullshit. So am I right, wrong, or indifferent? Do I believe in it? No, I was never for the mask. But will I wear it if they mandate it again to these businesses, especially small businesses? If the sign's up on the door, yes, I'll wear it and still go in for the simple fact, not because I'm being compliant as a person, because I'm being compliant for that small business owner so he don't get fined.
Okay. And just so everybody knows, and we've already went through this, it is not a violation of HIPAA laws if you're asked to produce your vaccine card, or if you're asked if you've taken the vaccine or not.
It is not.
It is not. They can do that.
Yeah, and that's all part of the midnight hour. They changed a lot of shit on that stuff.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. So if you are a state employee, you can get $100 if you go get and you're not vaccinated and you go get the vaccine. You can get $100 if your spouse gets it. If you can get your spouse to get it, you'll get an extra $25.
So we're taking taxpayer money. Now, Doug, let me go off base for a second like I normally do. And might be unpopular, but we're in a world right now of we're all racist, right? We're all racist. Absolutely. Discriminating against everybody, tearing statues down over it and shit. That's about the most discriminative thing there is. So if you're a state employee, you get $100 for getting a vaccine. But if you're Jim Bob that pays the taxes, that pays that fucking state employee, you don't get shit.
You had a chance to win $1 million.
Oh, over 11 million people.
It's a family show. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
It's not. You better put a disclaimer up. Facebook's already watching us. They wouldn't let us boost this post. They over 11 million people in Ohio, and he chooses 5 people is going to get $1 million each. But yet he's going to pay every state employee if they go be a good person and get the vaccine $100. How much does that come to? How many people work in the state of Ohio?
51,716.
Okay, so let's just say 30,000 of them need to get the vaccine. How much that come to?
A lot of money, a lot of tax money. Here's the thing, though.
3 million, right? Am I wrong?
You're pretty much on the money.
So he's spending another, let's just off the cuff, $3 million. And yet there's $8 million plus the scholarships, Doug. So let's just put it up over, to about $10 million, right? Of our money. That's not fucking Mike DeWine's money. If he's reaching in his own pocket and writing the checks out of his checkbook, who cares what he wants to do? That's our money.
And it's going to people who are not employees.
Yeah,
These spouses are
25
not.
bucks. They're not employees. Where's my 25 bucks? I got a shot. Where's my 100 bucks? Debbie got a shot. Where's her 2,500 bucks?
25.
Well, okay. Where's it at?
Well, you might have to talk to DeWine about that.
Debbie got a bill in the mail. Now she cleared it up. We didn't have to pay it. Firelands Hospital sent her a bill in the mail over, I don't know, what was it, processing fees or something.
It was something to do
Some
with
dumb shit like that for $42 or some shit. All right. Over the shots. She fought it. How many people didn't fight it?
Right.
How many people just, whatever, But my point is, he's foolishly spending money, and it's our money. $100 per person. If you got 30,000 employees, that's that haven't got it yet. That's $3 million plus their spouses.
Mm-hmm. $25.
But yet, all us common folk out here paying the taxes, we get a boy. Ohio's doing great.
Right. And
We're on
going to
the
give
right
5
track.
of you a
And
chance
we're
to
going to
win
put
$1 million.
masks back in. They're going to do it. Erie County right now. Erie County is one of 4 counties in Ohio. This was the other day. It might have changed by now. It's highly recommended to have masks on indoors. That's, I think, how they come out with it. I think the state health department come out with that. So, on any given week, Erie County has more people travel through it than Cuyahoga, Franklin. We're Columbus, Cincinnati, than they have in it because of Cedar Point, Kalahari, Great Wolf. I'd like to say Sandusky Speedway, Doug, but stop and think the amount of people come through in 1 week. Yes, it is.
That's him.
Brian, how you doing, Brian? So I'm not, listen, like I've always said, Doug, you want to wear a mask, that's up to you. I don't care. I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm not going to say, look at it. Now, driving down the road in the car by yourself with the fucking windows up and you got your mask on, you know what? I got to say, that's a little fucking goofy to me, but you want to go into the stores and places like that. I see more people right now with the Delta variants coming on than I do, wearing masks back again and that. But whatever, it's your decision. I'm doing good, buddy. Hope things are going good for you. Oh, high school classmate. It's become the Chris Mize High School. Hold on, Doug. We're gonna. I'm just kidding, Brian. But
C&D No Bull Show, and now /
Edison High School reunion.
Family
but
reunion.
You stop and think. There's more people that are wearing masks right now because of the Delta variant. What they're saying. What do I care? If you want to wear a mask, that's your business. I'm not gonna. That gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling and makes you feel safer. More power to you. I don't care. I choose not to wear one. I've been vaccinated. I still really highly have my doubts on why I did that, but and there's some regrets. So why did I do this? But it's done. It is what it is. I mean, but I feel that way about the vaccine. I got to take mine off for Halloween.
No, you can't say anything about you like or dislike the vaccine.
I'm not. That's my personal fucking feeling. I can say whatever the fuck I want. If you don't like it, they're going to throw us off. And they've already taken off. Me personally, I'm allowed to have an opinion. Biden hasn't got his way all the way yet. I'm allowed to have an opinion. And my opinion is, me personally, I got some regrets and I got some dislikes over it. Everybody's different. I know people ain't had a thing with it, Doug. Oh, what now? Facebook's police. Oh, he's talking about it again. Oh my God.
Right.
And believe me,
He-
people, our little old show, they're watching
yeah.
because we
Yeah.
we didn't even put our thing up today. What, Doug? 20 minutes after you put it up, boop, we weren't allowed to boost. Boost unavailable.
Right. Anything else on COVID?
Yeah, it sucks.
Okay.
And how is this that isn't it? I'm not saying this is fake or whatever. I'm not saying that at all. But isn't it funny we're getting ready to start schools and everything again? And boom.
What did they say 2 months ago?
Yep.
It will hit in the fall.
When they started talking about it, you said it. We're saying it on here. Then what, 2-3 weeks ago we come out. How the fuck are they coming out and saying, well, it's going to be bad in the fall?
Right.
It's going to be bad. How do they know?
They have an agenda, and on their agenda it says we need to start this in like August.
Yeah, the administration that's at the White House right now has an agenda. Everything they're doing is falling apart. They're starting out. Media's going off script, asking questions they don't want to hear. The hooker that's the vice president, her whole camp is
Falling
turmoil.
Yeah.
Turmoil. They're going against her. So, let's kick this in and lock everybody down.
So the other thing that they're facing is all this crime that's going on. I don't know if you've watched it, but it is rampant now. People in Los Angeles, and they've showed clips of this where they just walk in, they take whatever they want, and they walk out. And you know why? Because police aren't showing up for it.
Well, why would they?
Exactly. They got a huge problem on their hand because they've beat police down so much that they won't even respond to a lot of stuff like shoplifting. Let the shopkeepers take care of it. And what's it called? Jungle justice.
Yeah.
And
kangaroo court.
Right. And we'll stay out of it so we don't,
we'll come pick up pieces at the end.
Exactly.
Because Lord forbid we walk in on it. Someone pulls a gun on us and we have to shoot somebody. Oh my God.
There's actually shootouts going on and the police won't even come near it.
Yeah, let us know when it's over. We'll investigate it.
And now all the people that were defund the police are like calling the police, and I think the police.
Isn't that amazing?
Word on that.
Yep. Isn't that amazing?
Yep.
Defund the police are terrible. Just like when Antifa thought that they were pretty smart and they went to Sturgis for the bike rally and was going to march down that road. Yeah, they were the first ones. The ones that were all upset about police, they were the first ones to call the police. We need help. No shit, Einstein. Who's the fucking genius that decided we're going to march at a Sturgis, the biggest bike rally in the United States, probably the world, know? Yeah, we're going to go and show them. They didn't even make it in there.
So they have they're going down pretty fast.
It is what it is. And we said this back around December. We had a big discussion about the police and, and everything. And we even said, when's it going to be when the police finally say, yeah, we're eating a donut and drinking a cup of coffee. We'll be there in a little bit.
Right.
Let us know.
Sorry, we only have one officer on today. Yeah. Our funds are cut.
And that was what I said about Sturgis, remember? Hey, if I was a dispatcher and they called, who's this? Oh, Antifa? The ones that want. I'm sorry, we can't get anybody out there for another 2 hours because we got defunded and lost all our funding. And
we only have one officer on at a time.
Let us know. Can you call me every 10 minutes and give me the play-by-play?
Right.
And that's what. And how do you blame a police officer?
I agree. I definitely agree.
They take an oath to protect the law, uphold everything, this, that, and the other. And then now there's always bad apples no matter where you go, Doug. It don't matter what business you're in. There is some bad cops. I ain't gonna say there isn't.
I agree.
But how do you tell an officer that goes and uphold like the cop in Columbus? You know, that girl was clearly going to jab that girl and shot her.
Yes. Yep.
Then we put him on a cross, man, and start taking shots at him. Why? What were you thinking? Who in their right mind would want to become a police officer in today's world?
Exactly. And then you got the other ones like in the Rio case in Richland County.
They were the bad ones. And guess what, people? We ain't talked about that in 4 months. And guess what?
And I check that once a week to see if there's any updates, and there's no updates.
There's nothing. Nothing's happened. There's no marching. There's no protesting. And this was clear cut. It was abuse. And the guy died from it.
That up.
Huh? Yeah. We'll put the clip up for the people that have come on in recent months. Kid in Mansfield, he was acting a fool. And on a drug charge. I ain't going to say he wasn't acting a fool, but you watch this video, you watch a person die at the law enforcement's hands. And not one thing's been done. Now what, Doug? 24 months?
Yeah, I'm trying to, let's see.
Not one thing. There's been no marching, no protesting, nobody down there. Maxine Waters hasn't showed up in Mansfield, has she?
No. He was arrested on September 18th, 2019.
So going on 2 years.
2 years and
Maxine Waters, where you at?
Maybe we need to get this.
She's allowed to say whatever the hell she wants in these protests.
Right.
And you know, so
do you have any news on the election audits?
No. I wish I did. It's going to be, you know, yeah. What was it? I seen something today. Everything that's going on in Arizona and the other states, Michigan, there's like 5 other states that there's questions about Biden winning, questions with the computer. They all show the same things as what went on as what Arizona's. But you know, nothing will happen.
So let's talk about our mainstream news. You think let's talk about ABC and CNN. Here, you might just
Biden News Network,
the Clinton News Network.
Clinton News Network.
So listen to this, and you might have seen this online. In 1996, Bill Clinton visited Mount Rushmore, and during his re-election campaign, ABC News called it a place where American ingenuity and American creativity came together and formed an amazing American accomplishment.
In 1996, what did they call it in 2021?
Let's go to 2008.
8, okay.
When Barack Obama campaigned there, the Clinton News Network called it Mount Rushmore, a majestic sight and every president should visit. So then in 2016, we're getting closer. Bernie Sanders campaigned there and said he was humbled to be in the presence of 4 of the greatest American presidents. Clinton News Network described the scene as awe-inspiring.
Today? See, you're leading up to
2020. Trump was there. Did you know that?
Yeah.
The Clinton News Network called it a celebration of white supremacy, and Trump will stand before 2 former slave owners on land wrestled away from Native Americans. And those are clips that these
are fact, Facebook.
Yes. Yeah.
That's fact, Facebook. You checkers, you.
Yeah, you.
Fact checkers.
Fact checkers, you. That's a fact.
So that's our mainstream media.
Yeah, unlike ourselves.
So 3 of them. Oh, this is great, best thing, and it's amazing. Clinton.
Yes.
Democrat.
The Clinton News Network.
Obama, Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
Bernie Sanders, socialist.
Trump,
American. Nah.
You're right.
And that's what it comes down. And once again, everybody. So, and Jeff, I seen your post, Jeff Baker, and the one, you're right. There's nothing we can do in the story, but there is something we can do.
What is that, Chris? I know you're going to bring this up again.
And ask questions. Call your politicians.
Oh,
I mean, at the end of the day,
civil war.
At the end of the day, that's going to come if
Right.
things don't straighten out. I believe it is. I believe that you don't.
I don't. I because we've had so many.
You know what, Doug? Hopefully you're right. It doesn't come to that. I hope in 2 years from now we're still doing this fucked up show that we do. And I say, you're right, Doug.
And I'm going to say, I'm glad you were wrong, like you always are.
Mm-hmm. But the media, there's no honesty in the media. What happened to Walter Cronkite, Tom Brokaw? Them guys actually reported this shit, dude. It didn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I put a post up. Let me tell you something, Doug. I put a post up. Man, I caught some private messages over it. I don't give a shit.
What'd you say?
As everybody knows, I believe in God and country. Sorry. But I love how people put Bible verses up on their page and everything. And there's some of the most fucked up people you ever meet in your life. It's almost as bad as someone going to mass at a Catholic church. And then 16 hours later, sending all these countries 30 million for abortion.
You're going to make me put something up here.
I mean, whatever. It's going to come down to that, Jeff. People that believe in that, that's what it's coming to. People that don't, whatever. But
I'm gonna make this a banner. Hold on.
It's just like if you really want to get to it, you can look through Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and all them guys are saying we have a problem with the border and we got to stop illegal aliens coming in. And the news media was right behind them. Donald Trump gets up there. We got a problem. I'm closing it. This is what we're doing. You're racist. You're discriminating.
Now,
you ever think some of this shit in Facebook's true? You ever think that we got an influx in cases? Because look at how many people we're letting in the country. Unchecked. We're bringing, 30,000 Afghans over, Doug? Was it 27, wasn't it? Because they helped us. They helped us.
They helped us. Listen, I made a connection on Facebook with somebody that I haven't seen since 1980, 79 or 80. And we just chatted, but it was actually it was an old teacher.
Oh.
And I was just looking at her Facebook, and this was her post for today. And you went a little bit too fast. I want to get this on before you went too fast. But when we were talking about, the powers to be, this is what her post said.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
That is pretty much, you can't say anything better than that.
I mean, I'm not going to get all religious on this show, but I mean, Debbie starts coughing. Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was a cough or a laugh, Doug. Our executive producer's over here making fun of me. But, I mean, it's you got a right to believe in what you want. I believe in it.
All right.
I mean, it is what it is.
Let's talk about Facebook. Let's talk about police.
Since we were on that. Yeah, let's talk. And this is where we're going to get booted off, people. So if you lose connections, listen, hold on, Doug. If you lose connection and everything, we got kicked off because of Facebook. That's the only reason. This is why we weren't allowed to boost. Boost unavailable. This is why we weren't allowed to boost our if we wanted. We never do, because I'm not giving Facebook $5 to boost the goddamn, you know. Yeah. Go ahead, Doug.
We good?
Yeah, and you're right, Larry. Larry, you're absolutely right. And I said that. I've said that. I'm still a registered Democrat. Don't know why, but I still am. I vote for who I think is going to be best for us. And right now, let me tell you, left side sucks. Their vote, they're you know, we got Dumbo and the hooker and the White House, and all they want is to listen to that drunk bitch they call Speaker of the House and become a socialist country. Don't forget, when Trump started the first stimulus package, Doug, last year, everybody remember, the Bilderberg Group wants to go to a digital dollar, one world money. Don't forget what Nancy Pelosi tried to push into that bill. Go back and read it. The first stimulus package, she tried like hell to put in a digital dollar. Remember that, Doug?
Yep.
Stop and let that sink in. All right, now let's get kicked off. Go ahead.
Okay. So, hold on a minute. Let me get this guy here.
Sorry, people. Doug wasn't more.
I didn't. Shut up.
Larry, you hit it right on the head, dude.
What?
You don't care what party they are, as long as they'll straighten the bullshit out in this country.
So this guy here.
Yep.
That guy there. All right. So let me tell you about this guy here. This guy right here. On February 2nd, 2021, let me take him down so we can see each other. He was responding to a domestic disturbance in East Peoria when he heard that the suspect had left the scene in a truck. Officer Bieber, that's his name, passed a vehicle fitting the description and followed it into a CVS parking lot. The driver and a passenger both got out of the truck when Officer Bieber first engaged the driver, later identified as whatever. We don't care about that. Bieber noticed blood on the guy's hands and offered to get medical assistance. And then what happened? He was the guy that he pulled over was docile and compliant, but soon enough pulled out a knife and attacked Officer Bieber. He attempted to back away and he deployed his taser, but those efforts were unsuccessful in stopping Kreitz from attacking and stabbing the officer in the head and neck multiple times, damaging nerves and hitting an artery, causing the officer to bleed profusely. Bieber ended up on his back, and the guy on top of him, he was able to get to his firearm, discharge it successfully, ending the confrontation. That's pretty heroic.
What did LeBron James? I don't know why he had to shoot that guy.
No, LeBron hasn't chimed in just yet.
He will.
So what they put it on Facebook and they wanted to boost it so more people got to see, what this guy did and what, there are some good police officers out there. So Facebook responded, this ad content has been correctly disapproved for violation of Facebook advertising and policy guidelines. As per policy, your ad may have been rejected because it mentions politicians or it is about sensitive social issues that could influence public opinion, how people vote, and may impact the outcome of an election or pending legislation.
You didn't say none of this to me when you talked about this. Go ahead, though.
Did I forget to tell you?
Yeah, you forgot to fucking tell me them parts.
Jeepers. That's what's the most important part.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this in the comment so you can actually read it. And then I will.
Doug puts it up today that we're going to talk about this. And guess what? Boost unavailable.
So there it is.
That's their words, not us making it up. That's their words. But, ladies and gentlemen, we can talk about Maxine. We can boost posts about Maxine Waters going up there to Minnesota, Minneapolis, and making a comment she's made. We can put, in a sore subject, George Floyd, we can boost all them comments, which I guess has nothing to do with persuading votes or anything, Doug. Right?
Correct.
That's okay.
That's almost persuading a jury.
That persuaded a jury when she said that. I don't give a shit what anyone says. That persuaded a jury. That's okay to boost them posts and boost that clip, but not this clip. And then we put it up saying we're going to talk about it. Our little old show with 15 viewers if we're lucky right now. And we're not allowed to boost it. Every other one we got, we can boost, Doug. Within minutes after you put this up, boost unavailable.
Right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Facebook really isn't for opinions. It's for what the fuck they want and whatever agenda they want.
They have an agenda, absolutely.
And their agenda, if you don't fit what their agenda wants, tough shit. I think it's funny Biden and Zuckerpuck are
super
puck. Oh my God, Joe. Doug swore again. But
no, I didn't. I said super puck.
It didn't sound like it to me, but whatever. Tell it how you want it, Doug.
So Ed here is the Illinois Association of Chief of Police and has it down pat. He thinks it's wrong. Facebook thinks it's wrong to honor a brave police officer who suffered serious wounds while protecting his central Illinois city. How's that remotely political?
Because
he choked up.
Yeah. Zuckerpuck is sucked in so tight with the left side, progressive liberal, that he does what the fuck they tell him.
Well, remember when Biden was going in, he was going after the big social media.
Here we are.
Yeah.
He's went after everything else.
Yeah.
I mean,
so do you think it's a violation, or since they're a private company, they can decide?
It's a private company. They can do whatever the hell they want. It's not a government-owned company. They can do whatever they want. And that's where people get confused on this. I wanted to see. I did it too late. I wanted to see if Robbie Cisco would come on tonight. He's hell in the last 6 months. I think he's only been allowed to post on Facebook maybe 10 days. He gets thrown in Facebook jail for nothing. It's derogatory, Doug.
Right.
It's his opinion, not derogatory, but his opinions on what he feels, and he gets popped. Boom, because it's a private company, though. It's a private company. Where my problem lays is here. Kathy Lee Gifford had a cartoon, remember? Cartoon character, her holding the heads, the Trump's head severed off him. And they never took that down. They stayed with that. All the comments that were made against Trump and different things that were said by the far left side never got yanked. Now, what they say is they're yanking posts because we're making fun of how Biden talks. Well, he's got a speech impediment problem, and it's not nice. Well, Trump looked kind of orange. You made fun of his ass about that shit, and you guys rode right with it. Facebook, nothing was ever said. You go on there. And we can play video, and we have played video clips of what Biden said in a video. Not shit we made up, and we get warned. What's that warning they send us?
We may think Or
you may have
we think you may
give misinformation on this.
right, medical
Oh,
misinformation.
yeah, that was about the vaccine, but they give you the same thing. We think you may have given misleading information about. How'd I give misleading information about shit? I didn't say it. I just played a clip of what that asshole said. I can't help it. He stumbled through the whole thing. And one part says, didn't even know where the hell he was at. That one clip, Doug. Remember that?
Right.
Where am I? I mean,
Right.
you're the fucking president. You should know where you're at. You know. And then the Republicans sucking the blood out of babies.
I don't know if I still have that or not. I might take it.
That video. I mean, why was that allowed to stay up?
Right here, I'll play it for you.
Not defunding the police.
And are there people who, in the Democratic Party, who want to destroy the president?
Are there people in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of kids?
I'm not sure. Are there people in the Democratic Party who want to destroy the president?
Look, Bob's right. He's going back to drive a semi. You believe he said that? I used to drive semis. When the fuck did you ever drive a semi? That's what I'm on at.
And they said that he did ride in one once.
Well, like the old saying, I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express. Don't make me a fucking scientist to talk about, the discuss shit. He never drove a semi in his life. And we, the public, put up with this shit. Where's the news media? If Trump said that, holy shit, well, you got to prove when you drove a semi and we want pictures and you're a lying bastard. It's so, and I hate to sound like a little bitch, but it's so unfair, the treatment that Trump got and Biden. If you even try to give the same kind of treatment, Doug, they come down on you. They caused a lot of that. And now it's a joke. When the fuck did he ever? That's who I want to see sitting in an excavator, going to load a truck, and here comes Biden driving a truck in. Am I at the White House? Yeah, come on in. I don't care where you're at. Take this load, goddammit.
All right, listen to this, and we're going kind of back and forth. This is on the vaccine.
Oh yeah, here we just
and this is
fire.
This is what's her name? Cantala.
The hooker.
Yeah, her. She's explaining. This is during the vice presidential debate.
Command Hooker.
Commission. Yeah, her. There we go.
For life to get back to normal, Dr. Anthony Fauci and other experts say that most of the people who can be vaccinated need to be vaccinated. But half of Americans now say they wouldn't take a vaccine if it was released now. If the Trump administration approves a vaccine before or after the election, should Americans take it, and would you take it?
If the public health professionals, if Dr. Fauci, if the doctors tell us that we should take it, I'll be the first in line to take it. Absolutely. But if Donald Trump tells us that we should take it, I'm not taking it.
So if Joe Biden says I got to take it, I shouldn't have to take it, should I? But yet he's sending priests and clergy to your house, knocking on your door. Have you been vaccinated yet?
Right.
Hey, listen, I'm going by that stupid bitch, that hooker you got as vice president. I'm going off her words.
Right.
If you tell me I got to take it, I'm not taking it. What's the difference? Oh, yeah, we'll get yanked for sure now. You're putting up clips. Oh, my God, the warning's already coming in. Beep. You have 5 seconds to retract that.
Wow. It's crazy how they went back and forth.
They only go back and forth to whatever agenda fits what they want it to be this week or this month. I mean, Joe Biden wasn't even in office for a month, and he's telling the whole world, remember, look what I did. I got all these vaccines ready. Oh, you fucking Superman, because in 1 month, he didn't. That was through a whole year of administration under the Trump administration. And Dr. Fauci is the biggest fraud that this country's ever seen. How he isn't in prison yet or being held in a federal court is beyond me. It's beyond me. I have no comprehension how he's allowed to do what he does. He's worse than a weatherman.
Well, Fox played a clip of it was almost every about 3 or 4 months, the whole flip flop on the mask thing.
Mhm.
And 1 month it was this, and then the next month it was that, and then it was back to this, and it was back to that. And I think he's run his time. He'll see the end of his line here soon.
Yeah, cloth masks, remember? Cloth masks do not
Yes.
work.
Right.
You might as well not wear them. They do more. That was out of his mouth.
Right.
The N95 masks, you got to have that. And you remember that big spiel we listened to? And then all of a sudden, cloth masks work. Wear a mask. It helps. Never mind. I can't think of that doctor. Pentini. Dr. Pentini, I think's her name, out of Middleburg Heights, Cleveland, Ohio. Never mind that speech she gave about if you don't change your mask every 3 hours,
Right.
3 to 4 hours, the damage that it can do and that
Right.
it's done to people. Never mind. We took, and I guess why we're talking about it is because we're going to go right back into this. You can see it forecasted.
And schools are opening.
Yes.
Allegedly opening.
Never mind. They only took and they only take what they want to take from scientists. If a scientist is saying something they want, that's what they run with. Never mind these 5 scientists over here or doctors or researchers saying this is bad. We shouldn't do this. The biggest one I bring up is that scientist from Texas, and that doctor. I think she was a Middle Eastern doctor. Was at the White House back last year ago from this past March, April, May, in that time period, when they said herd immunity. Remember, Doug? They run them off. She got run pretty much out of Washington, and they made fun of him pretty much, said he didn't know what he's talking about. But yet, 5 months ago, I was all up in arms when the CDC, along with Dr. Fauci, come out and said, when we get the vaccinations and we can reach herd immunity, we'll be
right.
Oh, 12 months ago, you were chastising people for talking herd immunity. Now all of a sudden you're talking.
Yep.
Where in the hell's the investigation? We got all these investigations. We're bringing China, Russia, Venezuela, and Cuba in to investigate our racism. The big countries got some of the worst.
See if we're racist. Yeah.
Humanitarian.
That is true. So if you're joining us, that is true. They are bringing in 4 countries?
Yeah, China, Russia, Venezuela, and Cuba to investigate our racism in the United States.
To actually see if we're racist or not.
And there are some of the biggest violations against humanitarian rights there is.
So then they're going to go back to their countries. They're going to say, they're going to put that out to the whole world.
Yeah. Yeah. And you think it's going to be a good report?
Exactly.
But, this kind of shit we go through with this administration.
Yes.
Who who's up there thinking that?
We can't police ourselves. We've called in 4 other countries.
But who's up there actually thinking that? Well, let's have some other countries come in and take a look at, if our racism problem, who actually sat there and raised their hand and me? Well, I think these 4 countries would be, never mind Canada, Great Britain, even Germany, geez, the Pete's, Japan,
Florida.
Yeah, and Florida. Same be a country of their own, according to Biden. But I mean, who's thinking of this shit? And to get back to what we're talking about, if we, the middle class, because we're the ones footing the bill, even in the state of Ohio, we better start asking questions.
We can't even
your hands
yeah,
up
we
going,
we can't even stop them from spending our money,
our tax money, without any. And I wonder if I get 10 minutes on the House floor.
And what would you say?
Oh, I'd probably get escorted out, and Debbie wouldn't see me for 14 months.
No
Where's
doubt.
Chris Mansfield? But really, who's okay in this? You know, and what it's going to come to is the federal give Ohio a budget of X amount of dollars to be spent on coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
Evidently, he's still got some more money left in it, because if he's spending our taxpayer money like that, it's an appropriation of funds. It's to level $3 million in appropriation of funds. Am I wrong?
No, that just reminded me of something else that we
I
need to
mean,
talk about.
you give me a look like I'm wrong. It's an
No.
appropriation of funds.
When you said that, it just I'm
Listen,
trying to
DeWine's
figure out
gonna
why
do-
I don't have this information. in front of me.
DeWine's going to do whatever the hell he wants to do within reason, because, you know, our Congress and Senate had enough smarts to cut him back a little. But he's going to, because he knows he's not getting reelected in November of 22. That's when he comes up. We got what, 22, right? Or is it this year? 22, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
when it comes up. How long is the
Yeah.
governor's term? It's 6 years, isn't it?
I'll have to look that up. Anybody know that?
There's people out there on here smarter than me. What's Joe say?
No doubt.
Yeah. I mean, 22. It's 6-year limit, isn't it? Or did he go in 18? Yeah, I guess it was 18. He went in. 4
Okay.
years.
What about since you were talking about that, it just reminded me, and I don't know why I don't have any information on this. There is a bill that's been introduced. It's going to give guaranteed income to some Americans.
Oh, yeah. Go into that, Doug. $1,200 a month, people.
Yes, $1,200 a month, and let me see if I have it. It's for people who are having issues with housing, or if you are an illegal immigrant that is paying taxes, you would also benefit from this. And when do they want this to start? 2027 or something. And that's not it. $1,200 for adults, $600 for children, and that is being proposed by Ilhan Omar.
Oh, yeah.
One of the squad members.
Yeah. Which I still don't understand how she's in Congress, but whatever.
She says that poverty is a choice.
Yep.
It's time we prioritize new economic indicators and economic policies that will prioritize sustainable and equitable growth.
Okay. Does all our homeless veterans get that?
Well, I was just going to say, wouldn't you think that that money is better spent on homeless people generally?
All our homeless veterans, especially.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't talking down if somebody's homeless, okay? I'm just saying.
Right.
We should have a pecking order here.
Yeah.
Anybody that served our country should be the first in lines if they're homeless. Then it trickles down. You know, I mean, but no, once again, it's just like the 80 million that we spit out to put these people coming across the border up in hotels. So they had a nice night. Never mind the guy that fought for this country. Instead, what we're doing is bringing 27,000 Afghans. Yeah, right. There's the choice. You're right, Bob. But no, we're not going to look at that. But we're bringing 27,000 Afghans over. We just spent 20 years, Doug, 20 freaking years right now fighting in that country. They hate us. They say they hate us. But because they might have helped us a little bit in the war. And
They
last
helped
20
us
years.
move out, is what they
Yeah,
did.
yeah, we're going to bring them over.
Yes, they've
And we're
got
gonna give them
visas
money.
available to them.
And my question, where the hell are we going to put them? Well, they got place to put them. Then you got places to put our homeless veterans and feed them and make sure they have the right medical attention for some of the atrocities they seen and did. You
Okay.
got that kind of capability. You got capability. I'm sure, Doug, I'm pretty damn sure that we got probably 27,000 homeless veterans in this country.
At least.
Minimum.
So this bill would create a $2.5 billion grant program to study it from 2023 to 2027. Then the national program.
How much?
2.5 billion. And then the program would begin in 2028. Boy, you need another pack of cigarettes.
I got one there.
Okay.
2.5 billion
Mhm.
to study it.
This is the study from 2023 to 2027.
So for 4 years of studying,
Yeah,
it
they're
comes
going to
down
study
to
it for.
what? 750 million a year.
Yeah.
Close to that, right?
Yes.
Or 600 million a year.
Now, you remember the Democratic.
I'm stuck on it. I'm fucking stuck on it. 625 million a year.
Remember Andrew Yang? He
Yeah.
was a presidential candidate. He actually promised to create a freedom dividend program providing $1,000 per month. People didn't like that. They didn't see that as being something they wanted.
They want it now.
Well,
Bob
no,
hit it right.
she's pushing it.
Bob hit it right. You wanna get out of poverty? Go to work. And now how Biden go to work?
Yes. The legislation would provide $1,200 per month to people making $75,000 or less per year.
So you're telling me 75,000? Goddamn, Deb. I gotta cut back on my overtime. 75,000 or less poverty.
Now, heads of household with an annual income of up to $112,500 would receive $1,200 under the program, and $600 would be provided for each minor child.
So head of household can make up to 125 a year.
112,500.
Let me know when this goes in because I'll be changing our taxes. I'll be filing head of household. Right? 120, and they're going to give me $1,200 a month for each person. Why can't I?
1,200.
Why can't I file head of household?
And you and Deb need to have some more kids, and you'll get $600 per.
Deb's looking at me. Listen, bitch, you ain't the head of this household. I don't care what you think.
Right.
She can file head of household.
Yeah, I want either one.
Why can't you?
We need to get her a computer so she can join in.
Yeah, Bob. You're going to have to cut an MSS show out. You know, there you go. What about, let me ask this question. Bob's got a good point here. Let me ask this question. Have they thought, what about, so that means all the people drawing Social Security right now gets $1,200 a month, right?
Yeah.
Hey, there you go, Sharon. Am I correct?
Yeah.
If they want to give,
if
they want to give the people they've been robbing from for years, and they're handing all this freaking money out to every illegal that comes in the country, and oh my God, take care of them. But yet, all the people that have worked their whole lives to keep this country going, they're on Social Security and on a fixed income. Hey, sorry, we gave you a $20 raise, but your deductibles went up 50 a month. Shoving it right up their ass. If they want to give them the $1,200 a month, whatever.
Technically, you can't be married to file head of household.
What's she saying?
Me and her getting a divorce here pretty soon.
Because you both want $1,200.
Well, $1,200.
Going to come to one or the other. And if
I'm
you
gonna
go have
make an
kids,
apartment.
you can make a good living. Just have kids.
3120 suit A and suit B. Me and Debbie will get divorced, and she can live on that, and hell, she get insurance through the state and everything. They'll still have better insurance than me.
Undocumented people who file taxes would be eligible. How are they undocumented and still able to file taxes?
Because we're taking money from them. That's why it's okay.
I mean, ITIN number.
They're documented then. Okay.
Somehow
That's how
they are.
fucking stupid our government. They're documented. If they got a number that they can file taxes, we know where they're at. We know where they're working. I mean, how do you think Corso's got busted in Sandusky? Think about that for a minute. But
Now,
Jeff Baker has a point. I think it was Jeff. They've been taken from that program for years and shafting our retirees that have paid into that system for years. For years. And we're going to go back, and I know the first words out of your mouth. You want to hand $1,200 out, and I said this before. That's fine. There's people that need it. You want to take care of people like me, Debbie, even you, Doug. Don't get pissed off. But why? I'm working. I'm making a living. I just ate good tonight. You took and you put people on Social Security even 10 years ago, 10 years ago even, and you put them on a fixed income, and everything else is shot up. We got elderly people or retired people between the ages of 62 to 100, even 90, 80, that are getting around good and everything. Problem is, they got to make decisions on, well, do I eat or do I buy the prescriptions?
Right. Or do I keep the electric on?
Or do I, it's winter. Do I got to, they're playing Rob and Peter to pay Paul. And our government doesn't give a rat's ass about, I'm sorry, Sharon, you're one of them. I see you're watching. I'm sorry, but the government doesn't give a rat's ass about you. In their opinion, it's like, why are you still living? That's, and then don't even get me started on that conspiracy theory with the virus on that.
It didn't work quite as well. So there's a delta.
Yeah. And put them where, Greg? The same fucking people that built this country. Now you're shitting on them. You're shitting on them. You're robbed. You robbed from them for years. In my opinion, anybody at the age 62 or older should find a lawyer with some balls or a politician and file a class action lawsuit against the government. You took this money, so-called borrowed it, but you ain't paid it back yet, and you've had all this time to start paying.
Now, you do not need a banking account to get this money.
No, they're going to give you a bank account.
No.
You need a bank account to take a shit anymore. You got to show proof of everything, but you don't need a bank account to get this money.
No, you don't need it. And by the way, it's co-sponsored by all Democrats. This is a whole Democratic thing. This is the squad.
Imagine that. That's what I mean, Larry. You should be one of the ones pissed off. I'm not retired yet. I'm not drawing Social Security yet. But you should be one of the ones pissed off. They took your money. And this is what they're doing with it. Watch, they're going to hit the Social Security system again. It won't be long. Well, we got to rob from you people. I don't know why you're still living, but we're going to take your money, and you're not getting a raise this year because we got undocumented people in here that we got to take care of. What happened to take care of your own first?
This is what this is.
They're not our own. They're undocumented.
Well, they're hitting them as well.
We're bringing them in. What happened? Taking care of your own means you were born in the United States. You worked all your life paying into the Social Security system and everything. And we're robbing from the Social Security system,
Listen,
paying
this-
for undocumented citizens.
Whoever voted these idiots in that aren't from the U.S., that's the ones you need to be asking that question to.
How did she get in?
Well, that's, I guess, my question as well. And I wonder if the
She's
people
the
who
same
did that,
one. She's the same one. That clip didn't stay up long. I had it up for a while on my page. It was back in January, December, and boom, it come off, and it'll show you content not available. She's the same one that made the comment. Her goal is for everyone in the United States to be Muslim and going under the practice of Islam. What happened to right to religion? Are we taking that motherfucking amendment too and throwing that out the door? Along with the rest of them, we're shredding the Constitution.
yeah, we are.
We're shredding
We
the
are.
Constitution.
We are pushing the envelope.
You know what? If I was 62, if I was, I just know two people right now, Larry and Sharon. If I was you two, I'd be mad as hell right now. I wouldn't sleep for 3 days. And Bob too. Bob, right here, 72. You know. Right. Well, the thing of it is,
Can
Bob,
pay you back
paid,
your Social Security.
you paid into that Social Security.
Right. Yeah.
You deserve that Social Security. Not them
Right.
telling you we're giving you a raise this year, $10.50 a month. Be happy. You can't even buy a fucking Big Mac meal for $10.50 a month.
I think those on Social Security are getting the biggest raise since, I don't know, it said, I don't know, like
How much?
since the 80s. It's going to be 20%.
Oh. So if your average Social Security, is $1,500 a month, you're getting $250. And guess what? Your copays and shit are going up $400. Sorry, folks. That's how they do it.
Yeah, I just read that over the week as
So,
well.
So in all these years, they're getting
Yeah.
$250 extra a month.
Right there.
That's what see, I'm right, ain't I, Sharon? Exactly. We gave you $250 a month, but we took, $200
Right.
of it
Right.
because of Medicare. You people, I don't understand. You're 72, Bob. You should be.
The Builder Group, Bilderberg Group is not happy with you right now.
No, they're not happy at all with you.
You made it through COVID.
Yeah, you're supposed to go at 68. I don't know why you're still. They're locking down on you right now down by Columbus. But that's wrong. That's wrong. I'd be willing, and this is a bold comment, but this is fact. If the government come to all the employers and that and said voluntarily, would you be willing to take $1 cut in pay an hour if it went right to the retired people in this country on Social Security? Absolutely. $40 a week. If $40 a week's going to hurt me with what I do, I'm doing something fucking wrong with my finances.
Right.
I would easily give up $1 for them people to have a little better life. I wouldn't have what I have now if it wasn't for these people coming up through, Doug, fighting to get what we got. And the problem is, you'll never find a lot of the people. Yeah. You're not going to find the millennial group to side with us on this. It's about me. They're really popping up now, ain't they? What'd I do? There ain't nobody.
You triggered something out there.
Well, they're going to raise it, Joe. We're not going to see it. Trust me.
Exactly.
We're not going to see it, And really, Jeff, you're retired from Ford, right? Jeff Baker.
Mm-hmm.
UAW is the biggest fucking con artist out there. You retire, let's say, let's just say, Jeff, you retire. I don't know how old you are. You don't have to put it up, but at 58, I'm throwing numbers. I don't know what they are. I don't want to know. You get $3,000 a month, let's say, pension from UAW. You retired. You work 35, whatever years. When your Social Security kicks in, let's say you get $1,500 a month from Social Security, you still get $3,000. Now UAW is paying you $1,500. It's a scam. That's a scam in my eyes, Doug. That's a scam. It shouldn't be allowed to happen. When you get your retirement, when I get my pension, let's say, is $3,000 a month. When I hit Social Security, it goes up $1,500 a month, and then I get $4,500 a month. Yeah, you got to pay taxes on it. UAW shafted you guys. I don't know how you guys for years went with it, but it is what it is. Everybody, they took care of me. How'd they take care of you? You get $3,000 a month. When Social Security kicks in, they're only paying you $1,500 a month now. Where the fuck's all that money going, Doug?
Right.
Huh? And then they cut their insurance back. And Sharon, she's got to pay taxes on it. I don't think anybody that retires, I don't think they should have to pay full taxes on income, period. Maybe a little, but, Yeah. Yep. And then they wonder why we're pissed at the unions. I'm a union member my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
They wonder why we get pissed. We got officers up there, business agents, business representatives, whatever you want to call them. We get one pension. They get 3, Doug. I know business agents that have been in for 25, 30 years. They're getting $13,000 a month in pensions. Oh, they took your pensions? Imagine that. They just bring another company in like Sandusky Ford and call it AIC or whatever the hell it's called. And guess what? The union's still there.
Yeah.
They're getting maybe 2/3, half to 2/3 of the wages that used to be paid. The union's still there. And they're still taking your dues and your working dues, but they cut everything out.
That's the new way now.
You don't want to, that's a whole nother fucking show. I was in a labor's union 10 years. And even though I ran racetracks and that, I was still in a good standing with my union dues and the operators since 96. So what's that put me at? 25 fucking years, right? 25, 35, whatever. Yeah. The only ones getting rich in the unions right now are the executives and the business reps. They're getting 3 pensions.
You're still paying it.
I know I'm paying it. I ain't happy about it, but what are you going to do? I got my retirement and everything's there, which they're fucking hitting. Listen, I'll tell you a good story. I don't want to go off base, but I'm gonna. Now you get me wound up, Doug. 2008 when the recession hit. Our pension was 3.4% of what you put in. Okay. We took 50 cents out of our check right then and there, put it into the retirement fund. So our retirees did not see a hit. Like all the other unions, a lot of them were hitting. They weren't. So we went from 3.4 to 1.75% of what you put in, quote unquote, out of Pat Sink. And I don't give a fuck. He's the biggest fucking snake that was ever involved in the unions in Cleveland. Pat Sink. When the recession's over and it starts going up, we'll put it back up. We'll raise it again. That was when the stock market was 6,000. Even when they say it's going down today, it's still in the 25,000, 26,000, right? Yeah, they gave us our raise back. We're at 1.9%. Where the fuck's the money going? I'll tell you where it's going. I'll tell you exactly where it's going, Jeff. Your fucked up union, my fucked up union, and every other fucked up labor union in the country at International backed Joe Biden. You want to know where your money went? Tell you where it went. It backed the president that wasn't even inaugurated 4 hours and knocked 10,000 union jobs. 10,000. Then you got union people. I can't believe you vote for Trump. I can't. You should be blue. Blue. I got blue balls because I ain't ate for 10 days because they just cut my goddamn job. Am I wrong?
Paying them. No, you're still paying them.
I know. I only got a few more years.
I'm not anti-union, but I've seen the other side of it, and
everything I'm saying is truth. And I hope one of my business reps watching, because I've had these conversations with them. I don't even go to the union meetings no more because it ain't good. I get kicked out because I ask these questions. How do you get 3 fucking pensions when we took a cut at 1.75 in a recession? Stock market's $30,000, and you only put us to 1.9, and you're getting 3 pensions. That's where it's going, Jeff. Remember Goldfinger? We're handing money out to the fucking goddamn automakers, which we should have, Doug, in 2008. General Motors and them were going to fail. He's flying around in a private jet, eating fucking crab and lobster and filet mignon. We're all wondering what, hoping to God Aldi still had the fucking macaroni and cheese and hot dogs on sale.
Mm-hmm.
But who are they tied in with, Doug? Biden.
Well, we could do a whole show on this too, because I seen the other side of it, and it's not pretty. And
let me tell you, when the mafia ran the unions, this is a bold comment. When the mafia ran the unions, you knew what they were going to do. You knew what they were taking. They were on to take everything. Let me tell you something. The mafia took care of their people.
Yeah. Yep.
The mafia took care of you, the workers, and you, the members. The mafia stood up for you, took care of you, and went after shit for you. The biggest downfall in the unions, the federal government come down on the mafia. Now there ain't no mafia in there. Mafia took care. You want to straighten this country out? Bring John Gotti and a few of them son of bitches back from the dead and put them up in the White House. We'll straighten it out. And that's
when I think unions were really good at what they did, and they were really needed at that time. Now it's all for them. And I tell you what, I got a whole list of stuff that I can go over with you that where they railroaded our drivers and told them stuff. And these drivers were left holding the bag because now they're paying union dues on the raise that the union got. And believe me when I tell you this, with us sitting down talking about how we were going to do this. We'll have to talk sometime about that.
I know. It just, I went off about the UAW, but the trades ain't no better anymore. I mean, you got Teamsters. Them poor fuckers. Some of them guys worked 40 fucking years and their pensions got cut in half and the insurances and that. You know what the state and the PRS employees union's doing now? Oh, guess what? You retire, guess what? Your spouse ain't got insurance no more. Period. And you got to pay a whole bunch of money for your insurance. They don't want you to retire. Jeff, because I went off about the unions, and I'm a good standing union member. Probably not tomorrow, but let them kick me out.
Yeah, we could talk about both sides of the union because you got both sides of the union here, and I was in management. Listen, I sat down with them, and they told me what they were going to do and how they were going to do it, and what I needed to do, and went out there and lied to all these drivers. And I told the drivers, listen, you're going to get this raise and you're going to give it back in union dues, and they're not going to do anything for you because most jobs, if you screw up, you screwed up. You're going to get a, whatever corrective action of some sort. And so whenever they got one, they would run to the union. There's not much we can do. It is.
You got a job.
Yeah, you're lucky you got a job and da da da. But it is with the company and the union nowadays. They're in bed together for most part, and they're screwing you.
Let me tell you, we'll do a show on unions.
Yeah, we'll do one.
I'll tell you what Pat Sink did, and I'll put it out in public, and I'll make sure Jeff Milam's watching this show. No business rep, the old school ones.
Right.
But, don't get me wrong. Unions did a lot of good for this country. But if you look at who was running them fucking unions at the time.
Exactly. And like, I don't know how much I can say and not say, but listen, these unions were fighting each other just to get the money. That's all they were fighting about. So, if this one union would come to us and go, hey, give us your opening dates on these, we'll get in there and we'll get it organized so that this union don't come in because this union's taking this and doing this. And
and you got to pay them this and you only got to pay them this with us. And
right. And we'll tell your drivers this and we'll say that. And
back in the old days, they'd all come in together and say, this is the way it's going to be. They do. Hey, let me tell you something, Greg. The operators union pension is very secure in Local 18, very secure. And the federal government's trying to fuck with that. What they wanted to do, and I don't know where it went, and I asked questions, and I ain't got no answers, and I'll be asking again tomorrow because you reminded me. They wanted to take money from our pension fund and move it over into iron workers of this one to try to stabilize. Fuck that. You want to fix your pension fund? Go to the son of a bitches at International that are running it.
Yeah. You do have to watch because it can get ugly real quick.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
You do, but some people do care.
I know, but I'm not well liked. I'm well liked by some reps and not others, and I don't give a shit. I really don't care because they're fucking us. They're not using KY. They're not even spitting on it before they do it. They're dry fucking us and not caring how bad it hurts. All you do is be glad you got a job. Keep working. Shut the hell up. Doesn't matter because we're getting working dues from you and you're paying your quarterly dues.
And what have they done for you?
What have they done? I'll tell you what they've done. Used to be if I worked 2,400 hours in a year, I had 2 years of insurance build up. All right. If I worked 30 some hours, I had 3 years, well, we're not doing that no more. Once you hit 1,200 hours, you only got 1 year coverage. We don't give a shit if you work 4,000 hours. Where's that money going then? Well, we have stuff. I don't give a shit what you got to pay. Why am I paying working dues? Now you're taking my insurance money that I pay in. You cut my pension. I'm 26 years in. What am I going to do? Raise hell, which I do. Business rep comes to Sandusky, Jake Cecil. He comes to Sandusky, parks down Corey. He don't even want to see me. Don't care. It's my money. And it's the same concept with our government, people. They work for us. We pay the taxes. Them bastards are up there getting a paycheck off our taxes. It's the same thing with the union. You pay union dues. They're getting their paychecks off your union dues. You got every right to question everything. If it was 25 years ago, I wouldn't say shit like this on here. Just disappear tomorrow.
Exactly. And that's when it was good. Yeah.
You didn't, but they would come out and do shit for you. Mm-hmm. You had a problem, they fixed the problem. They come to you in a negotiation, Doug. 6 trades come to you that's interested in it. Not now.
And And I can tell you horror stories about it, but nowadays we had a policy. You stop before you go over railroad tracks in a yard. You look both ways because you never know. At night, they're very silent when they're pushing cars and things like that. And the yards are the most dangerous places to be. Guy goes across the tracks and he sets off the drive cam. Okay, so I get a video and I see this guy coming down, turning the corner, going over the tracks, and this is in the yard. We write him up. You can't do that. You could get killed doing that. He goes to his union rep or whoever, the agent, who comes in to me. We go down to the yard and we recreate this whole event to show this guy why our policy is what it is. And he said, well, he didn't get hit, so don't know why you would have wrote him up for that. There was no train around. And I'm like, because you can put your head on a pillow at night and not worry about it. If somebody's killed under my watch, which I had one happen, I'm the one who has to live with that.
Yeah, and you got to answer to it too.
Exactly. And so they're protecting they do it just to make the driver feel like, oh, wow, I'm paying in and look at this. He come out for me.
Look what he did. And the driver never seen him again before.
Correct.
It ain't, listen, how many unions right there right now in the trades? We've been dealing with coronavirus 16, 17 months, 18 months.
Yeah.
How many got a policy in place over positive case if you test positive that? Because I know ours don't have one in 18 months. What the hell am I paying you for?
I denied that, and he said he was taking it to arbitration. Told the driver. The driver's like, "Oh, we're going to arbitration over this. Whatever, you do what you want to do." Never heard another word about it. And I said to the driver, "What happened?" I don't know. I guess they're not going to do it now. I don't know. Hey, you pay good money into these guys to protect you, and you want to be protected. And
Jeff, they might set you up in UAW, but trust me, they can try to set me up. I don't care. I listen. Yeah, that's another show.
All right, yeah, we'll do a whole show on unions sometime. CRT, are you over that yet?
CRT is the worst thing that could ever happen to this country.
It's a critical race theory, and if you weren't here a couple shows ago, was it 2 shows ago?
2 shows ago. 2 shows ago.
Just rewatch the end of that. That's when Chris goes into a stoic look.
I was dumbfounded. I can't believe that this country is even teaching this. And some of the things, if you people, if you really want to, don't just go CRT here. Look into what they're teaching our kids, our military, and that. It took racial divide that was here and it went way out.
Sure did. It sure did. I should try to find it, but anyhow, the one example that I looked at today, they're teaching this in 3rd grade. There's a person who's standing at a fence watching a baseball game, and then there's a person a little bit shorter, can just barely see over the fence watching the game, and then there's a person who happens to be a different color, real short, can't see anything. So what you do is you take something from to get this person up so that they can watch the game too, and they call it equity, not equality. They call it equity. You're using equity to make this person equal with you.
So kneel down and let them stand on your back.
No, you go take something from someplace and you give it to him so that he can see too. Anyhow,
Uh,
a lot of the states are waking up to it.
what's DeWine say about it?
Well, hold on. Idaho, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Iowa, New Hampshire, Arizona, South Carolina banned it. Okay. Now, here's what's being proposed: Alabama, Arkansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Michigan, Missouri, Mississippi, North Carolina, Ohio. Here's what Ohio says. House Bill 322 states that teachers who discuss current events must introduce multiple perspectives, bans extra credit for political advocacy work, bans private funding for curriculum deemed unacceptable by the bill, bans state agencies and school districts from teaching certain concepts. They never use the word critical race theory. Then
Listen,
House Bill 3. What?
Anything to do with this is wrong.
What's going on with you?
With what?
You're froze up and you sound like you're underwater.
Facebook caught up to me.
What happened? Okay. Now he's really gone. He will be so mad at Facebook when he comes back. House Bill 327 would ban school districts and state agencies from teaching various devices concepts, would withhold state funding to districts that disobeyed. Let me remove them and add. No. Let's see what's going on. I think we're possibly getting kicked off here. I think we went over the line. Are you there?
I'm here.
I think we crossed the line.
Why?
Because I almost went off too.
Is everybody else still on?
Yeah. Did you hear the second piece of legislation?
No. Facebook can kiss my ass. They want to boot us off. Just boot us off. You're going along with this fucking theory that they got, and you say something against our fucking agenda, we're gonna boot you up. Boot my ass off. Put me in Facebook jail. Who gives a fuck?
They did boot you off just a little bit ago here.
Do it again. I don't give a shit. You know, you guys are trying to push this fucking socialist bullshit that down our throats. You're going to restrict what people's opinions are and everything. You bring in foreign countries in. You got humanitarian rights violations all over the place. And Facebook, you're going along with this shit. And we can't have an opinion because we're talking about critical race theory. Oh, we can't talk about that because you might not agree with it, and that discriminates. Everything they're teaching in this shit discriminates. And then these assholes, Facebook, you know, oh, we're all about First Amendment, freedom of speech, but if you don't go with what we want, fuck you, you're out of here. We'll throw you in Facebook jail. Big goddamn deal. I've been to real jail. What do you think, Facebook jail? I'm still going to go to work tomorrow. I don't care, Doug. It's bullshit. You know, it's bullshit. We know you're watching. We didn't ever think that a show that's got 15 fucking viewers, you know, maybe hits. Well, you've done restrict us on that because we're hitting 300 reach, and Lord forbid I put a thing up on Candace Owens, 28 reach, and it's been ever since. Depending on what we talk about here, we might only get 70 reach. Yet we got 140 fucking comments, but 70 reach throughout the whole thing. You know, whatever. Take your critical race theory and shove it in your fucking ass, Facebook. We'll talk about what we want. If you don't like it, boot the show off. We'll find another way to get on because you people are fucking stupid with your goddamn agendas. Boot me off, Doug. I still got the same goddamn Wi-Fi signals I had at the beginning of the show. We're talking about critical race theory. We talk about the cop that they thought was political. You know, we talk about shit. Unfortunately, we talk about shit that nobody else will talk about
Right,
because they're
and-
afraid to get fucking thrown off.
And notice that when we talk about unions, everything was okay. 'cause-
Yeah, they're talking about they're kind of talking out of the unions. Let them go. Put the higher power on so they can reach more people. Oh, they went into critical race theory. Oh,
Back it down, folks. Well, I was gonna say, give you the last word here.
go ahead.
Go ahead. You got the last word.
No,
I said
didn't
everything
hear
I
the
want to
second-
say.
I didn't hear
The
second.
second House bill would ban school districts and state agencies from teaching various divisive concepts, would withhold state funding to districts that disobeyed. Now, what they don't use is critical race theory. They never say that. Wow.
I told you.
It's a coincidence.
It's a coincidence. I don't understand their point. Who there? Joe had the same problem. Remember a couple weeks ago, Joe couldn't find it. Dean Henry had the same problem a couple times. Whatever. I'm fine, Jeff. My health's fine. I'm actually healthier when I get worked up because I don't keep it in. But the problem is this: they're worried about a show with how many viewers, Doug? They're worried about this.
Yeah, and through the week we'll reach a couple hundred people that'll watch it, and
Yeah, and then we'll get warned probably and all that happy horse shit that goes with having an opinion. But this is why they didn't want Parler up. This is why Google, Apple, and all them went against Parler. They don't want you to have an opinion. And they hide behind private business. They can do whatever the fuck they want. It's private business. I mean, and the problem is, where else are you going to go? Because Google, Facebook, Apple, they're all in bed together having a circle jerk.
right.
Ain't none of them got a set of balls. You know, none of them. They're going to... They ever think... Stop and think of this, Doug. It's just come into my mind. If we went to a socialist country, like some of the left wants us to, in reality, who's the first thing that they're going to fucking come down on and control what goes out? Zucker Puck will be hurting. He'll go from a billionaire to fucking one of them homeless, undocumented son bitches getting $1,200 a month.
Right. You're right.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
He should be the biggest one against this shit.
Yeah.
That's the first thing they're going to do: censorship. Russia, China, Venezuela, Cuba, North Korea especially. You think you're going to go on Facebook and say anything? It gets censored. It'll go through. It's just like that girl, Diana's Deli. We wouldn't say nothing like that. They'd put us in jail.
Yeah.
And this Facebook wants to go along with it. God bless them. There's a part of me wish the country would go socialism right now. I'd be the first one standing there looking at Zuckerpuck. How's it feel, asshole? You backed all this shit.
Here we are. We're all
yeah. It's called financial distribution, Mr. Zuckerberg. Right. So that how many billions of dollars you got? Yeah, well, here's 250,000 because Jim Bob and all his relatives and everybody else just got some of yours. Right. Financial distribution.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot. And Jeff put a good point up. CRT, where they're going with it is in pushing. Let's say you own, Doug, let's say you own 3 houses, you rent 2 of them out or whatever. Oh, no. And what they want in this equality and distribution is you keep the house you live in, you got to give your other 2 houses up. Suck my ass. I ain't giving shit up that you worked hard for. You worked, you bought them, you put up the bullshit, you know, and they want to take it from you. Go to work. I'm going to be up real early tomorrow because I got shit to do. I'm probably going to get 2 hours sleep, go to work, bust my ass all day, call Doug about 8 o'clock. What are you doing? I'm eating lunch.
Yeah.
Am I wrong, Doug?
No. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
then
know?
at 5 o'clock, what are you doing? I'm trying to get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've got a nice house, Mr. Mize, and you got a pool in your backyard now. I worked, motherfucker.
Right.
You know, nobody gave me that shit. Here's an idea that the country needs to follow. Drive down any street around a mall or anything and just count the help wanted signs that are out there. You want to make some money? You want a better life? Go to work. I won't whisper it. Go to work. People paying 15 an hour, 12 an hour. You go to work construction right now. If you know anything about anything, non-union or union, you're going to be making up in the 20s. Show up and go to work. Work overtime.
You know, I had a call from a 20-year-old. Yeah, 20-year-old. Said, hey, because he used to mow my grass when he was younger. He said, hey, you got anything you need done? You know, I'm looking for some money. I said, no, not really. I said, he goes, yeah, I'm trying to get a job, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I said, well, a lot of jobs out there. He goes, yeah, but I am worth way more than $12 or $15 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not working for that. Well, a year ago, you would have been working for like $8 or $9 an hour.
I'm not worth that, but I'll mow your grass for $20.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of exactly what I said. But you're going to do my grass for $20.
Greg's on here. Ask him what kind of help he gets in the elevator industry. Ask, you know, I want to make, you know, we got apprentices come in to make 50, 60% first year. Well, that ain't right. I'm making that and you're making what you, motherfucker, I've been doing this my whole life. No, you're not paying me for what I do. You're paying me for what I know.
Greg, did you adjust your wages over last year?
He's union. And wages are set.
There you go.
So here's the thing. We got fucking assholes. And I don't care if I'm offending anybody or not. We got assholes at almost 40 an hour in District 1, Cleveland, operators that refuse. Oh, I ain't doing that. Oh, what do you mean work overtime? What do you mean? 40 an hour. With your benefits, Greg will tell you, I don't know what elevator workers make. I guarantee you with their benefits and everything, it's up 55 an hour, benefits and everything included. 40 an hour.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. We're set.
Depends on when. Well, doesn't really, because I'm sure
every 3 years negotiation.
Yeah. So it was during Trump time. So times were good. Now your gas prices, fuel prices have almost doubled.
Yeah, but the thing of it is this. I said this to Debbie 5-6 years ago, maybe even longer. It was 10 years ago, maybe. Whatever. I said, listen, I can see the handwriting on the wall. And you can ask her, she ain't here now, but she'll tell you. I said, I can see the handwriting on the wall. And she goes, what? It was 5 years ago. And 10 years from now, when I'm getting close to retire and stuff, it's going to be a name my price game. What do you mean? Nobody's coming in, nobody's doing it, nobody wants to work. So instead of, let's say, $39.73 an hour, I go to a company and they want to hire an operator. I ain't doing it for that. I'll do it for 45. Okay. It didn't take 10 years, Doug. It didn't take 10 years. It took about 5.
Right.
Because the problem is, and I'm gonna put this out. The problem lies within our schools. You know, it lies under our schools because we've drilled it in kids' heads. You ain't shit unless you go get a college education. A college education. If you don't have a college education, you're not productive to the world. That's what's been drilled for years, Doug. And now we got kids going $80,000, $100,000 in debt to get a piece of paper that field's saturated, and they're working at McDonald's.
Right.
Guess what they're working for? $12, $13. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yep, you're right.
Bilderberg Group.
And the problem is, Greg, we got a bunch of assholes that are running our unions now that'll give in to shit like that.
Yeah.
Remember, and this is a sore subject. Can't think of what it was called. You had to have minority set aside jobs, where you had to have certain minority this, that, and the other. Companies got paid to have minority women, Mexican, Black, Asian come in. They got paid by the federal government and this, that, and the other. I can remember a guy making almost as much as you were. He didn't have to do jack shit because the company was getting paid to have him there. He could sit in his car all day. They didn't give a shit. It is a fucked up country. And then you got Facebook wants to fuck with our little show. Unbelievable. And you think it's funny. We go out there, you're going to be laughing. Well, if we ain't getting kicked off, your little stint kicking us off. I don't care. You should have a right to your opinion. And it's just like, I don't know how many people watch our Sandusky Speedway lives. Tuesday, we did a live last Tuesday.
70 some.
Okay. Well, I'm
Live.
talking about on here. How many of you watch that? Had a guy come on there and make some comments. Was I happy? No, I was ready to flip out. But what I say, Doug, you got to right to your opinion. Whatever. Let's move on. Then he comes back on and says, well, I didn't come there this year. People, what? It's the same fucking concept, Doug. People don't go, they don't do this. You got people out there that don't even fucking vote, but yet want to have an opinion on it. You ain't got a fucking opinion. You had a chance to have an opinion. Sit there and eat the shit now. Your vote does matter. Every vote matters.
I remember 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, you could say pretty much anything you wanted on these, and they didn't care.
Don't care.
Now they sure do.
Oh my God. I could say, well, Doug, I went to the bathroom this afternoon and man, I thought I had to shit and it wouldn't come out and I was constipated and I sat there. I thought I was going to rip muscles in my ass because I was trying to push it out so hard and somebody gets offended and next thing you know, Facebook's sending you a message.
Cancel culture.
You offended this person. How did I offend them? Real simple. Right here. Click.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
Move on. Don't sit and watch our show because you want to report us to Facebook and we might have an opinion. Listen, we run a scroll. This ain't Romper Room or Mr. Ed.
It's views and opinions.
It's my views, my opinions. I'm allowed to have them. You don't like them, start your own fucking show. I don't care.
Exactly.
That's where I'm at with this, Doug. I'm sick of that. You don't like what I'm saying? Click off, start your own goddamn show. I don't care.
Right. Zuckerberg.
Buck.
Zuckerbuck.
Fucking asshole.
All right. We've been on 2 hours.
I'd love to have him on a racetrack.
I'd love to have him on our show.
Oh, Zuckerberg hit the wall. Oh, we're staying green until the third car hits him. Then I might go yellow.
All right. And then we're going to have to discuss it. And you possibly were at fault.
Listen, Mr. Zuckerberg, I understand you got in a wreck and it's racing, but you got 3 other cars in your trailer. And since you tore up Zach Miller's car, you're going to have to pull one out and give it to him.
Right. That's only fair.
It's only fair. That's what you want in this world. So while you're at it, reach in there and grab 2 of them 6 engines you got and give it to him too, because he's a little low on the next car on horsepower. So he's got to build. We want equality. Y'all get a fucking trophy tonight.
Participation.
Yeah, we're going to throw the white flag and then we're going to say, okay, we didn't score you. Everybody, you get a participation trophy here. Thank you.
Right.
Go home.
And don't call them guys. They're race car drivers.
The race car drivers. I'm sorry because that might offend somebody. A fucking joke. You violated my wall. You have to give some. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And while you're at it, give Mr. Jaycox, $10,000 because we're gonna have to repair that wall.
Right. Yeah.
How long would we be in business? All right. I don't know how long this will stay up.
We'll find out. I guess we'll see you next week if we're allowed.
All I can say is God bless America. I hope it stays the way it is because we're under attack. And Facebook, kick me off all you want, assholes. I still have my opinions. Good night, everybody.
See ya.